This is a story about love that defies time, a love that struggles with destiny, and two souls bound together even when life pulls them apart. It is not a normal love story. It is the journey of Henry and Claire, two people who meet again and again across different moments in time. Their life is filled with joy, heartbreak, waiting, and hope, showing how love can survive even the most impossible challenges. Henry de Tamble was not like other men. From the time he was young, he had a condition that made him disappear from the present and suddenly travel into the past or future. He had no control over when or where he would go. Sometimes he would end up in dangerous places, sometimes in peaceful ones. But he was always naked and alone when he arrived. This made his childhood difficult and his future uncertain. Claire Absher grew up in a beautiful house with her family. She was just a little girl. She started meeting Henry. But the strange thing was, Henry was much older whenever he appeared in her life. He would suddenly appear in the meadow near her house, sometimes to talk, sometimes to comfort her, and sometimes to simply be there. Claire didn't understand at first, but as she grew up, she realized Henry was a time traveler. For Claire, Henry was a magical part of her childhood, someone who always seemed to know her and care for her. For Henry, Claire was his anchor, the person who gave him stability in a life that was constantly shifting. Years later, when Claire became a young woman, she met Henry in her own present time. This time Henry was younger, around her age, and he didn't remember all the times he had visited her in the past because for him those moments had not yet happened. This created a beautiful but complicated beginning to their romance. Despite the confusion of time, they fell in love. Claire had known Henry all her life, but Henry was only just beginning to know Claire in a normal way. Their relationship was not simple. Sometimes Henry would vanish in the middle of dinner or disappear from bed at night, leaving Claire waiting and worrying. She lived with constant uncertainty, never knowing when he would leave or when he would return. But their love was strong. They got married, creating a bond that connected them no matter which time Henry landed in. Their wedding day was magical, but even then, Henry kept slipping in and out of different ages. Sometimes an older Henry would appear, sometimes the younger. Still, Claire loved him in every form. Their biggest dream was to have a child, but Henry's time-traveling condition made it almost impossible. Every time Claire became pregnant, Henry's genetic condition would pass on to the baby, and the pregnancies would end in heartbreak. After several painful losses, they finally had a daughter, Alba. To their amazement, Alba also had the ability to time travel, but unlike Henry, she had some control over it. Alba became a bridge between past and future, a sign of hope for both of them. Even with Alba's birth bringing happiness, tragedy was always close. Henry's condition grew worse over time. He began to see visions of his own death, knowing that he could not escape fate. Claire sensed it too, but tried to hold on to every moment they had together. One day, while visiting the future, Henry saw Alba as a grown girl and realized that he would not live long enough to see her grow up in the present. He carried this knowledge, silently, not wanting to break Claire's heart. The end came unexpectedly. Henry was shot during a hunting trip when he appeared suddenly in a dangerous situation. Claire and Alba were left broken, but still holding on to the love they shared with him, even after his death. Henry appeared from the past into Claire's future at different times. One of the most touching moments came when Claire, older and full of longing, finally met Henry again in the future. He embraced her with the same love, reminding her that even though time separated them, their bond was eternal. The story of Henry and Claire is not just about time travel, it is about waiting, hoping, and holding on to love even when the world makes it nearly impossible. Their journey shows that true love does not fade with distance, age, or even death. Yes, it stays alive in memories, in moments, and in the hearts of those who never stop believing. The Time Traveler's Wife is a story that teaches us that love is timeless. It may not always be easy, it may come with pain, but it is powerful enough to survive even when everything else disappears. Asterisk, thanks for watching. If you really like this story, please do like, share, subscribe, comment on my channel World Stories. See you on the next video.